I was thinking about you earlier today, Shant.
What were you thinking?
You know how we do a podcast every week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't anything sentimental or sappy or anything like that. I was just thinking I gotta fucking look at this face for next 45 minutes.
Remember when we were kids, me, my brother, and Sako would say something to you? What was it? How many person limit?
In three, two, one. It's the Shant and Ari podcast, you guys. Episode number 16. Shant, how you feeling tonight, big guy?
Feeling good, man. I stumbled you over there, so I feel great.
Keeping me on my toes. But actually, speaking of keeping me on my toes, bro, I was thinking about you earlier. I was looking at a couple wedding pictures, and I'm just like, dude, now I really don't want to get sappy on you. I just came back from a wake. So rest in peace to Luder Halwajan. That's the wake that I was just at.
Yeah, man. Sorry to hear.
Yeah. And I was just thinking, man, I'd take a bullet for any of us, man. Like, it is crazy. The amount of love your family gives you unconditionally is just crazy. But it's two things right now. Sort of the reason why me and Shant are on this podcast together. It's not just like, I support him. I love him. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about half the time. Like we get each other. Like there's like a common bond between me and Shant. So that's the whole reason why like me and like my cousin Tavi don't do this podcast. Right? My like
Our other brothers, Tavi and Sako, should just do a podcast, like shitting on us.
because they do the same shit. They're both involved, not the same exactly, but they're involved in the
Healthcare.
medical field,
Yeah, medical.
healthcare.
Yeah, medical.
So it's just absurd to me how much I've got your back. But more than that, more than the sappy bullshit, it's the accountability from last week. Last week's episode was all about having an
Yeah.
accountability partner and coaching. But
So
yeah,
yeah, last week, if you guys haven't listened to it, go check it out. It's about how Adi never really believed in coaching, accountability. I always have. So you'll kind of get to see that. And then speaking of, you said you always have my back. Now, does that mean, so tax season's coming up? Are you going to have my back during the tax
is it?
season?
Could I charge it with a credit card, or do you need like cash, like cold hard
Cash would be
cash?
great, but tell me, you said you're right before we got on, you said that your accountant hit you up, like,
Remember a few episodes ago, I was trying to get my shit together.
yeah, finally
Yeah.
did.
So he's telling me basically how much it's gonna cost me to get my shit together, and it's about like double, maybe triple what it was last year, which is
Wow.
good, right?
Do you have it?
Buddy, don't put me on the spot like that right now. You know I just bought a house and I'm
Stupid
buying
houses.
fucking furniture. Like it makes me think because I didn't buy my couch yet. Now I'm thinking like maybe I should go to IKEA because I got this like decent sized bill coming up. I
Yeah.
don't know. So we got to crank out some more YouTube videos, sell some more fucking cars and houses right now. So it's kind of stressing me out. And you being my accountability partner, your head's probably going wild. What the hell is this kid gonna do? Because I'll be real here, Sean. It's been a fantastic year. Has it been a stressful year? Yes. Has it been a year that I foresee as being sustainable? I don't know. So I know that me and you were talking a couple days ago, and we were talking about like, dude, same thing as like one of the other episodes, bored versus tired. Like I'm
Yeah.
fucking beat, you're bored. But more than just that, it's like, listen, like you got another person sort of in that same boat as you. How are we gonna do shit differently? Or what is it exactly? And then what are you gonna do instead? Like, do you see where Do you see why the problem never actually got solved last time?
No, no. So yeah, so we were talking the other day about our podcast, about an episode we were going to do today, and we came up with the idea. We had a great idea, and then at the end of it, so Adi was like, "Oh, so Sean, what's going on?" And I'm like, "Honestly, man, I'm a little scared or worried." And Adi was like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Dude, like, I've had my best year. Knock on wood. It's a great year, like you said. It's been your best year." And I'm like, like January 1st, I start at zero. And how am I supposed to do this again?
The
And I was just
pressure's
like,
on.
I think about this, man. And I'm just like, I have to do this again? The same thing? Like, I'm
Same
not
thing.
starting at zero? It's not guaranteed again? Shit. So, and then you chimed in, said the same thing. And it's like, all right, fuck it. This is what we got to talk about right now, because I think a lot of people in like sales and, different kind of businesses kind of go through this, because, and right here, we don't know the answer, but I think it's a good idea to talk about like what you're thinking. What do you, so let me ask you this, Adi, with that in mind, because you're in the same boat, like you have to sell cars, right? People have to watch your YouTube channel, right?
I have to
For
make
you
more
to,
videos.
yeah. So otherwise, you're not going to have as good as a year. So what are you mentally like preparing for, to be like, okay, I have to sell actually probably more cars than I did this year, because you're going to have more costs now. I just thought about that. We're going to have more costs next year. And it's like, fuck, we got to make more.
So I think you know what does get easier? You know how like sometimes like you get so deep in real estate that you start building up like referral business, right? And I'm sort of in the same boat too, where like I'll get reached out to and like there's no actual hardcore sales happening. The person got referred to you. So that's been happening a lot because I'm on sort of like end of year 3. And because we do like a lot of like 3-year leases,
They're
I'm
coming
getting
up.
hit up, right? So like I've
Do
got
you,
residual.
do you proactively start contacting your past clients for that?
No, that is that was an issue that I never addressed when I first got started, was putting all this information into an
Mm,
actual CRM that reminds
mm,
me, yo, you got this guy maturing, and I got
yes.
to get on that. That's something that's bugging me a little bit, stressing me out about going into 2020, is not having this yet in place to a degree. Like I keep track of all my sales, all my proposals and stuff that they signed off on. It's just it's not automated. It's not put together as like a reminder. So I guess what's stressing me out a little bit is not knowing exactly where I'm going to be pulling my business from.
Mhm.
And believe it or not, besides the consulting business, yeah, like I don't know, right now I'm stressing out over where my YouTube channel is going exactly. Like the structure of it itself. Do I keep on doing particular negotiation? Remember I was telling you that was stressing me out?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right now it's giving me a headache. So now I'm thinking, cuz cuz legit it's like, all right, if I go into 2020 doing this and not thinking about it, it's going to be like it might be a disaster.
So when do you start planning for 2020?
Now, like I want to get a game plan in place now so that I feel a little bit more
November,
comfortable.
November 21st. That's what it is today.
21st. Okay. So I guess I'm sort of in the same boat, Shant, but because I have a lot of short-term leases expiring, 3-year leases expiring, I'm not, here is the separator. I'm not as sort of curious as to where exactly my income is going to come from. I'm stressed out about my actual like physical capacity and mental capacity to be able to handle it all.
Yeah, because for me, it's not like people bought their house for me 3 years ago, right? That's when I started. Now it's like, okay, now you guys are gonna rebuy. It's like it doesn't 5 to 7 years, man. People stay in their homes.
That's short though, no?
No, I think average is 7. I think average is 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah,
People average they buy a house every 7 years.
yeah. Except our parents for
Yeah, except my
45.
parents. That shit's staying in the house forever, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
they'll never let you sell. Even if they die, they won't let you sell it.
yeah,
Um,
keep it. We got a very low interest rate. Paid off. What do you mean? Like, uh, um,
so it's a little different for me. It's like I have to go back out there and regenerate all new business. Besides, yes, I'll get some referrals. From some clients. I haven't gotten many from past clients.
so are you thinking that you're gonna beat your previous year?
I have beaten every previous year, right? So I would hope so, but for some reason this year I kind of feel like, damn, I had a really good year for me, like as far as my previous. Can I do it again? But I did feel like this last year actually, because it was my best year last year.
Straight up.
And then I'm like, I was kind of worried.
Imagine a year from now if you're gonna be in the same place. I'm like,
Do people in like business sales, like where it's like kind of a different kind of business, like a sales where you kind of always have to make sales? I wonder if like if anyone's out there listening, like if you've been in it for a while, do you always have this fucking fear
bro,
every year?
it's stupid. It's stupid. But if there wasn't this fear, you wouldn't be able to do that. You wouldn't be able to beat your previous year. So I guess my problem is that it's not like it's really actually it might be. So there's this 9 to 5 component of what we do. And that's showing up is like a little bit of it, right? But knowing in the back of your head, if I don't do this, something's bound to get fucked up,
Yeah.
right? So I guess my whole thing is like, all right, listen, I don't want anything to get fucked up, but I don't want to do this,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I don't want to not do whatever the task is. I don't want to have to fucking stress and like overthink what's my next video topic going to be? What is what's the next car that I'm going to sell? Like I don't want to have to I sort of want it to be like a planned thing or a fed to me type of thing, and it doesn't happen that way like it does in the restaurant business. Like you get a call, we need 3 large falafel platters, boom, done. All right,
So
boom.
yeah, for me, my business has been me generating it, right? Whether it's advertising, calling people, and it's like I want them to call me, right? But it
I'll call
it,
you.
it it just doesn't ring as much when you're waiting. You have to do, and it's like I don't want to do it again, man. Like I have to do this again. I just went over this all year because it's not like it's the worst thing in the world. The worst thing in the world is working outside. I've done it, right? But it's like mentally, you just like shit. I got to do this again because like, and the other factor is like in real estate too, because like you hear all the time, oh, what if the market crashes, right?
Yeah, tell me some legitimate concerns that are outside of your control. What goes through your head about this business? Because like I'll tell you this much right now, like auto loan rates have been the lowest they've ever been,
Yeah,
and that reflects on lease interest rates too. Like
yeah.
BMW, you'll never see this good of a deal again.
Same with interest rates for financing a property, which you just did. It's the lowest it's been in the longest time, and so that's great. But right now we're at Christmas time. People are like, I don't want to buy or sell right now. It's the holidays. Okay. What's happening is it's been such a great run in real estate. Real estate's always cyclical, right? It goes up, it goes down. Okay. It's been going up for a long period of time now, right? For the past like 7, 8 years. It's bound to start going down. So it's like, when is that down coming, right? A. Second, the elections coming up, especially and we are not affiliated. I think I could speak for you. Either party, I don't think it really matters right now.
Right
But
now, they're both shit.
yeah, so it's like people are like, oh, I don't. 4 years ago, it was like, I don't know what's going to happen with this Trump guy. I can't do anything. I have to wait to see what happens. Now, those same people that I was calling are going to be like, well, I don't know if he's going to win. If he wins, there might be something crazy. If he doesn't, it's like people where there's a lot of unknown. They don't want to risk a lot of money.
Right.
So that's going to be a big issue coming in 2020 because I think that's when the elections are. I think.
Is it bad that I don't know?
I just see a lot of Trump 2020 signs, so I'm guessing it's coming up.
So I guess my whole thing is like right now. Do you track year-to-date sales, Sean?
Yes.
Do you track month-to-date, like how you did versus last month? Or sorry, this month, last year, how you did?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I thought every month is be kind of because I'm not doing a volume like you would be, like so. But yeah,
It's a strange cycle that you're in, basically. So
yeah.
let me put it to you in this way. So I guess what puts a fire under my ass is to close out this year as best as I could. Remember those few months that I had that were just like 2 months of just like slow, awful.
Yeah.
So I saw a 32 or 35% growth um year to date versus the previous year, but that was in May. And then I dropped 22% right now, year to date.
Oh,
So so
so
like
you're
the
worried about
right. So it's a
like
big concern.
tangible numbers that yours. Mine is like market fucking. Can I do this again? Yours are like you're seeing the decline.
Yes. So here's what's happening with that. The reason why I
Can I
actually
ask you
mentioned
one quick question before you get into that? Because I think people would want to know, and I want to know: do you know if it's like car sales in general has been going down, or is it just do you know that by any chance?
car sales, car sales sell like a stagnant growth. It's not too bad. Like
Like,
a
has it dropped since
small
like
growth.
did yours drop because of the car sales dropped, or is it just totally different?
So I saw my car sales drop. I saw my ad revenue and affiliate marketing revenue skyrocket. But
Mm,
with that comes my attention, right? Like where am I focusing my attention? It's not that I like willingly chose, oh, I'm gonna choose YouTube to direct my attention to. It was just like the one that actually required the most babysitting and still does require it. So my curiosity is like, dude, I gotta make this grow regardless, right? But something's bound to take the hit.
mm-hmm.
So I guess right now the thing that's separating me and you is where I'm gonna actually get my money from. What am I planning for? There's so many unknowns going into the new year that I really do not know where to focus my attention. And I think that the biggest problem anybody has in business is not fucking knowing what's gonna happen. Like where should I be like preventing
Yeah,
anything from getting fucked up?
yeah.
So I guess the plan is right now. I told you about those two bad Yelp reviews, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For not responding because I was so busy.
Yeah.
Did I tell you this? Do you remember me telling you this?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've been on a tear responding to people's emails. And like 80% of the emails that I've been responding to thinking like, yo, I got to be on top of everything. These guys aren't responding back.
How many emails do you get?
On average, like 15 a day
Oh wow.
requests, like give me pricing.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that takes a lot of time. Shit.
It does, because I got to sit down, I got to look at the car, figure out exactly what I can possibly do on it. Or if I don't know what car you're looking for, then I got to sit down and and craft an email that will get you to want to respond. So at this point, man, like I'm sort of I gotta make a decision going into 2020 where I'm gonna invest all of my um attention to. So this is what's actually stressing me out about planning for 2020. I'm sort of interested to find out what it is exactly that's gonna like. What are you gonna hit the ground running in 2020? Calling people? Are you gonna be on a mission to like change shit up? Because you're trying to get into YouTube too. You're trying to like do
Yeah.
your thing on YouTube.
Yeah. So, and I'll get into YouTube in a second. So I was talking about this with uh, someone today, and he gave me some pretty good advice. He's a avid listener of the show. Gabe, shout out.
Ah,
Yeah, fan of the show. I
up
always wanted
Gabe.
to say that. Fan of the show, Gabe. Uh, so he basically said, because I was like, hey, dude, I'm a little worried. Blah blah blah. I told him everything, and he's like, because we both played sports growing up pretty heavily, and you might not understand this aspect since
Yeah, I'm just an idiot. But yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
Tom Brady plays baseball, right?
Who's Tom Brady?
So he basically said, let's say team sport, like I played team sports, you win a championship. You had your best year ever, you win a championship, right? You know what happens next year? You got to start back from day one. You got to train. You got to practice. You have to get into training camp. You have to practice every day, work out, eat right. Okay. Then you got game one. You got to play game one and game two, game three. You got to go through it again from scratch. So when you ask me what's my mentality, I'm going to have to hit the ground running. Like from get back to like the basics of like getting back up early, getting to the gym, getting my mind right, doing the activity, showing up every day, and just knowing that it's going to be a fucking grind all season. Putting in the sports mentality kind of really opened me up. And so I'm going to kind of do most of the same stuff. Most of the same stuff. The only thing I'm going to tweak is probably just more YouTube, but YouTube is going to be, I mean, it's going to take time, man, for that to, because like for you, YouTube, people hit you up about cars, right? On YouTube. You
Yeah.
could help anyone before you would help anyone all across the US. I can't help Joe Schmo in fucking Indiana buy a house. So my YouTube is not going to be my main source of people hitting me up.
Yeah.
It's just something I actually just like to do. But I'm going to just do it, A, because I kind of just want to beat you at it.
Feel free, bro. Like if one of us makes it, we're
Yeah, we
pretty much
both.
all set. We got the shout out all set, but I will charge you like 15K for the shout out.
Okay.
So just
Okay.
keep that in mind. So I
Yeah.
guess so I guess I'm fired up for 2020. I'm not fired up for the amount of fucking work that
Mm-hmm.
goes behind all this. But I think what I'm gonna do is start writing down everything that stresses me out about this, right?
Hmm.
And sort of chip away at that. Because I'll tell you off the top of my head right now, the other day, I'm sitting in front of the camera. I must have pressed record and stop maybe 40 times trying to get the words out of my mouth for a video. So I think I think cutting back on the amount of videos that I'm gonna do,
Wow.
putting a little bit more effort into concentrating on my business, a little bit more effort, and maybe structuring this in a way so that my repeat customers or my referral customers are the ones that I'm investing a lot of my time to. So I'm thinking, if it's possible, because those emails, the ones that you write initially, the ones that you have to do, unfortunately,
So just so I get this clear, you are going to write down this year the stuff that stresses you out, just so people can understand, right? You're going to write down everything that stresses you out
Hmm.
in business, like coming up in 2020, things you're going to project that might happen that could. Does that mean you're going to eliminate them, or you're just writing them out to be aware of them? What is
Well, no, I'm gonna start doing less of
of
whatever
it?
is stressing me out. And yeah, you're right. What is stressing me out is okay, like I might see a decline in car sales because that's just the natural way things happen in January. All of a sudden the decline happens and now you're on the defensive about where your business is going in general. You start panicking, right?
Yeah, and you don't want to spend as much money, and you're like, oh shit, I don't want to, because like that's another thing for me. I'm like, should I just up my advertising budget, just go fucking hard? But
See, like you start doing unnecessary shit and it puts
yeah.
your like. So what I'm gonna start doing is basically is I'm gonna start planning out what it is exactly. What is it that's stressing me out? Cutting back on that and reinvesting whatever energy that I have into whoever's coming in off of referral and um, repeat business. But the thing that sucks is that until further notice, I've basically this is making my business suffer a little bit because of a lack of resources.
Mm.
I was talking about this with one of the advertisers today on the channel. He was like, dude, how are you not burnt out? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what the fuck are you even talking? What do you mean how are you not burnt out? Don't you see I am burnt out? So my my exhaustion is at the point where like listen, I want to be able to sustain what I'm doing and grow, right? But you can't hit the ground running knowing that like you fucking can't stand whatever it is that you can't
Hmm.
stand.
Yeah,
So I
it's
think it's
it's it's like you're mentally prepping yourself that you're like, fuck, I'm going to do something I really don't enjoy, and I have to do it every day next year. Well, probably starting now. But I want to ask you a real quick side topic,
mm,
since you just bought a house, and kind of want to tie this in into like the past clients, like you said, your repeat customers. So how would you, Bernie was your realtor, right? He's kind of a friend, so it's kind of different, but
shit. I gotta leave him a review.
um, how would you like him to follow up with you where it's not annoying?
Why would he
And
follow up with me? Is my question.
so that's what realtors do, right? They follow up with their past clients. Hey, how's it going? You need anything with the house, blah, blah, blah. And then like during the holidays, realtors usually, send gifts to their past clients. Bernie, just real quick. um, well, I'm going to do that anyway, at least. But a lot of people say, oh, you should go door knock all your old past clients, show up at their house, give them their gift. I personally think I want to know what your thoughts are on that.
So because I already know how ridiculous you might feel doing it, I feel like it's the quickest way to like start turning yourself off from this. Like you're doing something, you know why you're doing it. Let's be real here. Like Shant brought a gift. Shant was kind enough to bring us a gift. He's our forever realtor.
Yeah.
Or like we got to make sure that that person gets business from our friends,
Hmm.
right? Somebody, you know, it's going to turn you off, but you know that it's going to get you so much business. I guess, is that the only motivation?
I just feel like my chiropractor, right? I go to a chiropractor. Guy's great. If I refer someone, he'll send me like a gift card with a handwritten note. or something. And I'm like, oh shit, I appreciate it. That's awesome. You know, like I don't want him showing up to my fucking house. Like, hey,
Bernie, it's okay if he shows up to my house. I'll be like, dude, like,
come in.
get your
Yeah.
ass in here. Let's drink the.
Well, yeah, there are some clients, of course, like, you know, you're friends with, you're friendly with, whatever. But so what was your final verdict?
I think that ultimately, if you're gonna start doing that kind of stuff, I think you got to realize that there's not the sustainability aspect, right? You're gonna be able to do that 5 years from now still.
I know realtors do it every quarter to all their
That's
every
crazy.
quarter. That's how they get their business. I just feel like I don't want to fucking like that's not me, man. Like I don't want to. Hey, you know, you want to remember me? You fucking just um you know, just real quick, you know, do you know any, you know, like for me, it's like, dude, I keep in contact with mostly everyone I've sold house. So we keep good contact. We either text, social media, we keep in contact. So it's like, I don't feel like I need to, that's just me. Cause I wouldn't want my realtor showing up at my door. Like, it's like, nah, dude, like just, I don't want anyone showing up at my door, to be honest with you. Uh, the doorbell rings. I'm like, fuck, you woke up the dog. They're barking now.
Asshole, man. Just to say thank you, just text me, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Text me.
But I don't know. It's an interesting. But if I got a nice gift or something, hey, thinking of you, I would be like, oh, that's sweet, you know.
So ultimately, right now is a pivotal time for
Yeah.
me because I'm thinking I'm just more in the mindset of sustainability. Like, can I continue doing whatever I'm about to start doing, cutting back on bullshit that fills up my day? I think I'm going to set up a time where I don't even access social media throughout the. I'm thinking maybe even just do it at nighttime.
What about? Is it possible to get a virtual assistant to handle all the incoming emails?
They'll fuck it up, man.
Yeah, it's never the same as you just doing it.
This is it's a tricky situation. Yeah. No, it's
Because I
something
can't,
that
I can't. I mean, I could technically, same as you. I could outsource someone making calls for me, but it's just not.
it's not the same, man. You can't outsource somebody showing up to their house with the gift unless it was like a dime piece going there.
Have Sacco just. I should fly Sacco out and just have him deliver all the.
$10 a house. Go get him, Tiger. So yeah, I want you in the back of your head. If anybody is listening to this, first of all, thank you. Second of all, in the back of your head, the reason why the previous episode, the accountability episode, was so important was that every time, I wouldn't say every time it's Shant, but pretty much every time that I'm like, fuck, man, I really don't want to do this right now. It's either been Shant, it's either been another family member. Like, think about just quickly who would have probably looked at you and been like, you're a fucking pussy.
Yeah, I had that moment today because exactly because like you have to think like today I was in Austin. I had a headache and I'm like, fuck, man, I got a
I got a
headache
headache
and
now.
I'm not feeling good. I'm like, I should just go home. But then I'm like, fuck, man, Betty's at work. Like, I'm gonna go home.
You got a migraine, big guy?
Not
You know what
even.
that's from?
It's a light headache.
Stress.
Yeah,
Where
I
is it?
think
Right here?
that's like right. Yeah, right. Yeah,
Is it? Hold on. Do you feel anything in your sides?
yeah.
Okay. So stress will do this to you.
And I think I was stressing about because when we talked about it, it brought the stress more on about next year. But then when I talked to my friend about, you know, just like in sports, you just start from day one, man, get back to practice, fucking train, get ready, and fucking hit it. And that's what I'm kind of doing now. I'm just training and getting ready to start next year and just have a better year, you know, because that's the ultimate goal. Because if I have a worse year, it's like shit. My expenses have gone up. If I have a worse year, I'm in the negative.
I want to tell you something before you tell me, oh, we're running out of time. So I came to the realization that you could be anything that makes money and anything that gets you places. I don't care what it is. It's going to stress you out.
Fuck yeah, man.
It's going to fuck you up. It's going to put you in that position of like, I don't want to do this right now, or I don't want to fucking talk to this person right now, or whatever. It's going to be like that no matter how you move. If it's making decent money and it's
Or
making you the man.
I think anything in life, right? Because like just hearing you talk about that, it's like if you are overweight or not happy with the way you are and you want to get in shape and you gotta, it's like, what do you have to do? You have to go fucking work out every day.
Yeah, you got
You
to
have
eat nothing pretty much.
right. And then it's like, there's gonna be times where you're like, I don't want to, I just want a fucking donut, or I just want to go fucking, just go relax. It's like they're always in anything, I guess, just you're doing, man. It's like anything good, worthwhile, like getting healthy is worthwhile. It's just, yeah, it fucking sucks, dude. It just
Sucks.
fucking
It gives you a
sucks.
fucking headache like this, man. But that's what gets me fired up. It's like, listen, like I know myself well enough by now that I get pissed off about like if I was at like the restaurant, right? Like fuck, man, I don't want to have to fucking grill up all this chicken. It's hot on the grill. It's this, it's that. Then you're looking at like the total on the bill for the catering. It's like, all right, fuck it. Like, just bang it out,
Yeah.
you
Or
know?
to me, it's like when I have to go show houses that's hot out, or do an open house and put the signs out, which I complain about, but it's like I could just be doing outdoor work, loading trucks like I used to. And it's like, that shit really sucked, bro.
Yeah, nobody knew you. Nobody knew your fucking name.
Besides the guy fucking yelling at me, fucking hurry up. Um,
Hurry the fuck up. Truck's
but
gotta
yeah, so
leave.
it's like, I always think back. It's kind of funny because like I used to make, when I was loading trucks, I used to make $200 a week.
Damn.
That's when me and Betty met. When we met, I was making $200 a week.
Did you tell her that?
Yeah, she knew. Her friends were like, "What are you doing? This kid's an idiot."
200 before tax?
Yeah, before that.
Jesus Christ, man.
So, and I would do like side gigs, try to, because that's not sustainable, right? So I do like other
Mhm.
side shit just to make money. And I'm always like, when I'm like in like a rut like this, it's like I could always go back to that.
You get fired up thinking about it?
Yeah,
You just fucking forget that you got to do all this work and you're just like,
yeah,
I'm
like
not
this is
going back
not as
to 200.
bad. I was doing harder work physically, draining, middle of the night, waking up at 2 a.m. to go to work.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And then it's like making no money, but I'm gonna complain to potentially make good money to call some person. It's all perspective, man. And
It
I just
is,
thought
man.
about that right now too, man. So I actually fucking needed that because I was stressing, but now it's like I was fine when I was making $200 a week, man.
Input equals output, bro. It's just sustainable and
Yeah.
ability to handle more. I think the more you stress out, I think the more it's going to slow down your growth. So you got
Yeah,
to
I
find
think
out.
you just have to basically tune that out, man, and just think about the bigger picture. Just move forward. It's kind of cliche and like the cheesy shit to say, but it's like you just gotta like, yeah, just keep going.
And
Like,
if you can't tune it out, figure out what it is exactly and try to cut that out. Like for me right now, it's coming up with good enough material multiple times a week when I could just be doing a couple videos with great material a
so
couple times a week.
so we're running out of time, right? And I
You
wanted to,
piece of shit. I said this a few minutes ago. I said, you don't need.
I you mentioned this earlier, and I'm kind of like it just hit me. Like you said, you're gonna slow down doing videos. Explain.
So if you could put out a quality video, you'll get the same amount of views, you'll get the same amount of revenue.
right now, not for someone
Right.
starting out like
People
myself.
people don't want multiple uploads from the same user every week, man, on YouTube. If it's
So
a
why?
solid upload, huh?
So why do you? So you're still posting one video a day?
No, man. I haven't had time to I haven't had time to take a shower once a day, let alone make a video. Are you fucking crazy?
So and nothing's changed as far as views, subscribers. So you could slow that down.
That's what I'm gonna do.
2020 slow
Between
down.
us and this podcast.
Yeah, don't tell anybody, guys. Don't tell YouTube.
All right. The more and more we go with this conversation, I'm starting to feel guilt. So I haven't decided 100% that I'm going to slow it down, but it's obvious that I have slowed it down because clearly I haven't uploaded anything in 3 days.
Whoa.
And I got this. See what I'm saying? So I've been thinking a lot. That's
Okay.
all I'm trying to say. I've been thinking about it a lot, and the thinking is translating into a headache a little bit, but it should go away soon, hopefully. That's
Okay.
all I'm going to say. It's fantastic tonight talking about this with you, Shant. But
Yeah.
keep
You're
in
a
mind,
champion.
bro, it is.
You're a champion.
It's all thanks to you, big guy. Thanks for keeping me eyes on the prize.
Hey, if anyone else out there, if you made it this far into the episode, business owner, sales, just do you feel the same shit we do? Let us know, please. Please tell us we're not alone. Just somebody, please.
It might get awkward, bro, because maybe there's no growth happening in that business. You know what I mean? Major stressors.
Shit, man.
Yeah, I know. I know. But anyway, um, hopefully I'll have less of a headache next week.
Yeah, me too, man.
Don't stress yourself out thinking about it too much. Some shit is bound to pop off in 2020. But right now, just figure out what's going to make you perform better in 2020 and what's not.
Good advice, Adi.
Just real advice. Like right now, that's just me. So.
All right. Well, thank you.
Good night, Shant.
Good night, everyone.